How does it feel about
Let's go
stopping
ahead
as
and
a
approach
variety
Eric
streamer and
here and
becoming a
see.
full-time MMO streamer? I can mix it up as much as we need to. Oh, random quick one-off question. Will there be any type of in-game voice chat?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's 2016. That's how players play
Gears?
MMOs. It's voice. I mean, chatting and text is still going to be important to talk to people outside of your group. You don't want to hear 50 people, some cacophony of voices. But for inside your group or for inside your guild, we'll definitely support chat, voice chat.
Great.
So maybe to point out the context of the quest system a bit too is that there wasn't like a indicator or marker or anywhere showing us where to go. It's you kind of stumble across these things, and as you're adventuring, you'd come across this guy.
That's right.
Wouldn't be
We're
interested.
obviously just came straight here to the mouth of the cave.
Yeah.
But, you know,
And I noticed I didn't even
ahead.
need to click on him. I went up and he actually started talking to me.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of a subtle but really important part of this system is that the environment is engaging you. You're not clicking everywhere, or like Chris said, looking for that exclamation mark above a mob's head. As you walk along, you'll notice things. NPCs will come up and talk to you, and not that we won't have traditional epic quests, things like that, but that's a real big part of the perception system.
Side question to something you just mentioned. Are there any plans for class-specific epic quests?
Absolutely. And not just epic quests, but we want to extend that on a little bit to abilities as well. We love the idea of classes being able to quest for items as well as very powerful, iconic class-defining abilities.
Oh, that's badass. Very cool.
Another question from one of our VIPs, Santiago. With this perception system, does that mean you're always going to have to start a quest right at the beginning? Or can you sort of stumble across it somehow, somewhere in the middle?
It's very, very important that players are able to pick up the system at any point in time. The challenging things of the design of the system, but it's integral to its success. So, in other words, you should be able to start a character level all the way up to level 50 without doing a single piece of perception-related content, and then decide at level 50, you know what, I want to give that a try, and you go and you become a keeper, and all of the perception-oriented content is available to you in an organic way. So we have some ideas on how to make that happen pretty seamlessly and elegantly, and you can be sure that it is a non-negotiable part of the system design.
So you could run across a quest that's the middle part of the quest, and you don't have to start right at the beginning. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, the epic quests are more linear, will be more linear, but your average quest, your perception, you can pick it up at different times, and it's not necessarily A to B to C to D exactly.
Very cool. Another quick random side question. I'm noticing we're in a group of 6. Is that the max group size? If not, what is? And do you plan on having raid size groups for large scale content?
So right now we're looking at 6. As we're doing our testing, when we move into external testing, it will likely still be 6, unless something just doesn't seem right going into alpha and beta. I think it's going to probably stay 6 for a group. That allows you to have your different core roles, your tank, DPS, crowd control, heal, as well as a couple other options. Raid size, that's something that we haven't messed a lot with. Whether we'll have a limit or whether encounters will be made for different sizes of raids is kind of up in the air, and something that we'll be experimenting with in alpha and beta.
Great. And on that note, Trinity is in effect in this game?
It's actually a quaternity. I had to look that word up, by the way. But it is a real word. So that's your tank, DPS, heal, and crowd control. Crowd control is something maybe a lot of people haven't experienced in more recent MMOs. Chris or John or Corey, if you want to get into crowd control, explain that a bit. That might be good.
Well, you got your basic
Enchantment.
crowd control elements, which is something like an enchanter, or even like I was asking earlier, does anyone have a root spell? I mean, with mobs flee and run into other packs of mobs, a simple root is enough sometimes to keep things under control. So that's the idea behind crowd control. It's controlling the mobs, keeping them either mesmerized, rooted, stunned, to where they're rendered inactive, so you can keep a better control of the fight. One of the cool things that we're wanting to do beyond crowd control is something that I call encounter control, which is when you get into things like atmospheres and environments, certain classes like a druid, for example, may be able to change the actual climate or atmosphere of a given area, which will have adverse effects on, say, the boss, for example. So it could be that the boss has some kind of, intense frost resistance, some kind of frost shield that's totally impenetrable, or maybe is just highly mitigative, and the druid could come in and change the climate of the room to a scorching climate that would render for a period of time or for the duration of the fight that shield much less effective, or completely circumvent the effect of the shield. Some of it's movement related too, where it may be that while a boss is standing in a certain location, you may, not just through traditional maneuver mechanics like the tank getting aggro and then bringing a boss to another corner of the room, that may not be possible. It may require certain types of abilities to actually catch that boss from a certain location and move him to a different location. So it's crowd control, it's counter control, it's giving the players lots of really interesting ways to control certain aspects of the to their advantage.
By the way, just throwing this out there, I love being able to just jump between third and first person.
Yeah, a lot of the people in the community always ask, are you going to support first, third? We're supporting both. There's advantages and disadvantages of both. I personally find myself switching between the two. I like the immersiveness of the first person, but in a really dangerous area, I'll pull the camera back out so I don't get some mob sneaking up on me from behind. So, yeah, it's definitely a combination of both is how I look at it.
Completely agreed.
We've got some questions on how we're funding the game. To answer that, we are currently doing crowdfunding. We did receive a round of seed funding as well. But if you're interested in Pantheon, it looks like something that you'd like to follow up on. We have several pledge levels available on our website at pantheonmmo.com. Lots of cool stuff for you to take a look at and collect.
And like Ben said, we've had some seed funding, and we're also continuing to look for accredited investors who are excited about this kind of game and want to see Pantheon come alive. And so reach out to us as well in terms of larger investments.
Cool. Das Hibbit. Well, they're all very amorphous terms: alpha, pre-alpha, and pre-pre-alpha. The short answer is it's an alpha build that they're working hard to get out, but there's still a lot of stuff missing as well.
Oh, critical hit.
Quick question, and just to be clear on this is a PC only product?
Well, the great thing about Unity is it can target different systems. What we've said at this point is absolutely for sure it'll be PC. We hope to have a Mac client as well. Any other clients would come probably after launch, that sort of thing. So kind of depends on the timing and where Unity's at, and the time that it takes us to make sure that each client works on each platform. So PC first, then Mac, then we'll see where it goes from there.
Great.
We're going to check out that big room here in a second.
I think I can answer this one, but just in case. The question was, is there friendly fire or any type of aiming system for casters? And I believe the answer is no to both of those. I think it's a target-based system without any friendly fire. But
Right now, yeah,
feel
that's
free to
correct.
correct. Yeah, okay.
95%. There may be some extremely powerful AoE, area of effect spells that could affect other people in your group that you'll want to use judiciously and make sure your group is positioned correctly, but that's kind of the exception, not the rule.
No, wait, I'm not like the rest. I don't want to hurt you.
So for the sake of just our progression here, we're moving through this in a pretty linear fashion, moving right to the next objectives because we
Whoa.
want to show the progression of the quest and unfold more of the area more quickly. So we're here now at the who was lost down into this dungeon and receiving the next portion of the quest, where we're also going to be receiving
Sure.
a key that's going to open up a new wing to this dungeon and lead us to our first boss fight, which we're excited to show you guys.
So hopefully if you received your key, you can go ahead and just put it in your general inventory for now and it'll work fine.
Done and done. So this brings up an interesting question. If we had not talked to the girl that was crying and gone through this quest line, we wouldn't have a key to get to certain parts of this dungeon?
You cut off there, Chris, just as you were.
Yes. No, that's correct. That's correct. That's how we've gotten to this point so far. So that's right.
Excellent. Another
Also
quick
wanna just-
side... oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No. You go ahead.
I was going to say, just a quick side question. Are there any plans for voice acting?
Minimal. It's a major resource cost for us, and so we have where we can do it well and do it consistently. And in other words, not having it just at lower levels, or but if we can find ways to do it well and do it consistently, we will do it. Otherwise, we're going to stay focused on other areas.
Great.
Yeah, that's kind of an easy money pit to fall into, and we don't want to fall into it.
Yep, wrestling with the exact same issue on one of my projects right now. And it's kind of wild. You can go anywhere from, $5,000 to $5.5 million in about 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Chris will do it cheaper than that for you, Co, but
Oh, we'll talk after the stream.
Yeah.
I'll do all the voices you need.
we'll let you guys talk after the tour.
I don't have the key, so if one of you guys has it.
Oh, I got you. There we go.
Might be worth mentioning too that with our targeting system being tab targeting and also allowing you to select an offensive and defensive target at the same time, so you can heal your friend, your tank, while casting damaging dots, debuffs, or direct damage spells.
Oh, that's her. Oh, shit. Or him. Or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
it's really easy to do. I mean, you when you select on the mob, it's an offensive target. When you're looking at the people in your group, you can click on their names, and that'll become your defensive target.
Oh, cool. Look at
And
that.
like Ben was saying, then you don't have to worry about your fireball's going
Yeah,
after
it
the
holds
mob,
this
and
target.
your heal is going after your friend. So,
Very cool.
all right, so we need to kind of set the stage for a little bit for what's going to happen next year. Not to give too much away, but
I don't know how much stage I want to set. I want to kind of see
yeah,
how
okay,
Co handles
all right.
this.
all right, okay, I like it.
Spoiler alert, poorly?
Throw him in the deep end.
All right, well then, if we're ready, let's do it.
So this is Nashua. And what's the plan, guys?
Well,
You
let's run
point,
it. Let's
I
run it and
punch.
see what happens.
I say we send the ogre at him.
I'm really sorry if I let you guys down.
Let's pretend we're complete noobs, and we'll just run in here and see what happens.
Oh, he's talking at us. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What have we
You
here?
may
Fresh
pretend
Seekers
we
of the
do.
Ancient Truce. I am Lord of the
Good
branch
point,
of
good
Amicus.
point.
Welcome to my sanctuary. Every wind upon the branch whispers back to me. I will not dissuade you from this
laying
path.
around too. I think this is not a happy place.
Some unsuccessful attempts.
So can we even? Can't even hit him yet.
Oh, he's talking at us still.
Yeah, he's got something to say. There we go.
All right, so the door behind us just closed, so let's
Uh-oh.
start getting out of here.
I was just about to run. Okay, I guess
We got an ad of some kind, it looks like.
Yep.
Oh,
Can we mez it?
you can try.
Uh-oh.
Ow. Whoa, back out of that.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Joppa just took a nice wallop to the face.
Oh, another side question while we're fighting this. Ranged weapons. Is there going to be any type of ranged weapons for classes like, I don't know, Rogue?
Throwing daggers. Yummy.
Absolutely. Ranged throwing weapons. We'll have archery.
I pulled aggro.
Don't have a whole lot of details on it yet. It's not a system we've gotten too deep into yet, but we will certainly have it.
Do we want to lock these ads down, or are you guys killing them?
Let's go ahead and kill him if we can.
Okay. I still got one mez in the corner over here too.
Another quick question while we're fighting. Any plans for housing on release?
No housing on release. Housing is a big deal, and doing it right is a really big deal. And we don't want just instance housing where you kind of go to this little neighborhood and put pretty pictures on your wall. But we also don't want open world housing where urban sprawl takes up half the world and people can't find a place to make a home. So post-launch,
Oh,
oh boy. Post-launch, we're looking at some ideas like outposts, things that guilds would set up in areas appropriate to their level, and other players could visit those outposts. And then when they were done, they would kind of like the Wild West. You'd pick up your wagon of stuff and move on and move your outpost somewhere else. So that's kind of
Last ad.
where we're heading with that, and that's kind of as much as I want to say at this point. Again, because it would be a post-launch feature.
we gotta focus on
Great.
tactics here for a second.
Yep.
We've got 4 ads.
Oh boy, yeah, we've allowed him to spawn a few friends.
Running low on mana too.
Yeah, we gotta take out the ads, don't we?
Yeah, I've been
This
trying to
one on
focus
me's-
ads.
The one on me is half
I've got
dead.
heal aggro.
Come to me. Assist me. Oh, you've got aggro from heals. Yep.
Oh, there goes a root. See if we can finish this guy off for him real
The
quick.
one,
Oh, there's that
oh,
AoE.
shut up.
Shit.
The one me and Cal are on is almost dead. You want to finish it off.
Low
It's
on
okay,
mana.
guys. I just have 3 on me, no problem.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
We may need to separate the ads from the name for that AoE.
Out of mana.
Cleric's
Oh,
out
oh,
of mana.
mana.
Shaman, do you have any mana to heal?
No, I'm out. I'm gonna try to get enough
go,
to keep
go,
dots
go.
on him and hopefully take him out before the fight's over.
This ad's down.
Oh, I gotta get out of the way. I'm in the side his little.
Heal coming Joppa. It's last my mana right now.
I got one coming on you too, Joppa.
Got one of those ads mezzed in the middle.
Freaks, we'll see about that. Yeah. Hey, Soltees, what's up, buddy?
I think I got this
Hey, man.
guy. All right.
Need to upgrade my gear. My mana sucks.
Stop running.
Yeah, maybe you're not. Got to use it efficiently, and you got to use it wisely.
Oh, I'm trying.
Says the melee player. So.
It's on me now.
Yeah, guys, keep in mind, a lot of the sound effects aren't in yet. You know, the battle music is super low right now. I think we could... Oh, it may not even be on right now.
Uh-oh.
But yeah,
You
it's,
don't like
it's
me.
The tank.
again,
Drop it down.
early alpha.
Sorry, I just got enough mana for another heal.
Oh. We doing this one? Yeah.
Oh, let's see if we can do this.
Alex Dude says, "Can we play?" I'm not sure when the first opportunity is. Let me ask her quick.
For those of you just tuning in, this is Pantheon: Rise of the Fallen in development by Visionary Realms. What you're seeing is early gameplay. A lot of it's still work in progress, but we're grateful enough to be on Cohh's channel, so we're happy to have you with us today.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys.
I think we got him.
Monster play.
Just
Yep,
dog him up, man.
that's a
Everything
big
you got.
influence. Vanguard and EQ1.
One of the keys, I think, is to keep them stunned.
The
right?
banter here is doing his share of work. Yeah.
Oh,
Good
sweet.
job. Oh, I won't need to loot that.
Okay, I'm gonna pull Chris back. You want to release?
Yeah.
I also just realized my sound was turned down for a lot of this. Now it's back up.
Now, what you don't see is how many times the internal dev team died testing and trying this fight for the first 10, 15 times before we kind of got the feel of it down. So
Yep.
it's pretty chaotic. It's hard to tell, I guess, when you're watching, but there's a lot going on in here that is it's a fun fight, and it's easy to get distracted by all the different things going on, such that you don't really kind of piece together the core of the several tries. So, but like we said, we're level 13. This is meant to be a mid-teens kind of encounter, and so this gives you just a taste of what we want players, even as early as level 12, 13 in their mid-teens or so, to start encountering in certain dungeons when it comes to encounters and boss fights and is to find like this.
By the way, guys, quick notes. All notifications are paused if you are tipping or subbing. As soon as we are done with the Pantheon stream, we're going to unblock the
Yeah, the
floodgates,
strat for this fight's actually
and we'll be
pretty
sure to
fun.
thank every one of you. So I really appreciate the support, guys. But yeah, notifications are off right now. By the way, there's a lot of pretty good loot on that guy.
Let's take a look.
Well, there isn't any more.
Yeah, there is. Somebody's being nice.
So how many classes are there going to be on release?
12.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Pretty decent sword on there.
Also, just had a question from a VIP backer, and he said, "Is there any ballpark time for plans when we will be allowed to play?"
It's pretty ballpark. First or second quarter next year is what we're targeting for the first group of people. But like I kind of say over and over again, like a broken record. But the game's got to be ready. There's got to be enough content there. We're shooting to have the entire continent of King's Reach ready for you guys to start testing, and we just got to be ready. So that's why we don't like to be evasive or anything like that. But the timing's got to be right, and there's got to be enough content and enough different mechanics in place for you guys to give us meaningful feedback, meaningful comments, do some good bug reporting. And I'd also like to emphasize that the way we're approaching this is not like early access Steam, play part of the game. If we did something like that, we would do it later. The earlier phases of testing, you'll be assigned different areas of the game and different parts of the game to test, and the idea is to really help us make Pantheon the best MMO that it can be.
We're full health, full mana, so let's start making our way back out.
Yep.
Sounds good.
While we're
Also
moving
trying to
out,
pack all those.
two quick ones for you. One, are you guys going to be doing any localization to other languages?
The answer there is most likely. I don't know about the timing yet. We are talking to a couple different publishers who might be able to help us out with that. Everything in our database and everything is set up to support localization. So it's just going to be a matter of timing and when it makes sense to do so.
Excellent. And second, probably a quick one. Will races restrict class selection?
Yes, they will.
There you go, chat.
We don't
Great,
have
thank you.
a finalized list of the race class combinations, but they will to some extent, yes.
Oh man, I just got that guy mez me, or one of you guys mez me. There we go. I'm back.
My money's on
Somebody else there.
Kilson.
I'm like, why am I not doing anything? And I'm clicking on buttons and nothing's going on. And if I would read the text box there, it let me know I was mezzed.
Oh, the life of a warrior, the group running ahead.
Rogue Jumper, trying to run away from the accusations of mezzing.
I wasn't even in the room. How could I mez you? I wasn't even there.
That's exactly right.
You didn't deny it.
I think it's plausible deniability.
I just read.
Yes, I think Kilson can bless us with his dance at another point later in the stream for sure.
There we go.
Another dance, absolutely.
The dance of the Kilson.
I think I've only died once, so I know there's gonna be some kills in mischief. At some point, maybe towards the end of the Twitch. I just have this gut feeling.
I'm not on my rogue either. I'm a main rogue as well. But
You can't
yeah,
backstab me. Poke at the end, poke and backstab me.
I'm just gonna have to put me on. Can't take time.
By the way, guys, seeing lots of great questions in chat. We're not going to be able to get to all of them, but we'll try to kind of address them as we go through here.
So we've got another question from Santiago, one of our VIPs. He's asking, going back to the question a little bit in terms of the drops. Can we answer yet? Do we know if a quest requires specific drops? Will it drop for everybody in the group, or will it just be one per mob, or will it be one per character? How does that work?
Yeah, I don't think we're quite ready to answer that yet. Some of that'll come as we get to that point in development with enough quests and within the context of groups where we can just see how that feels. It's something that we don't have a lot of strong feelings on, except just what feels best to the player base and what makes the most sense. So
My gut kind of thinks that it could vary. I mean, if there's a quest and it's important that it's more of a linear quest, and it's important that everybody experience.
got 3, so
the entire
Oh, Jesus.
quest, then they're each going to need that
That's the right
quest
one.
item, right? But if it's not quite as key, and you want to be able to bring people in, then some quests I would think could be done with just one group member having that quest item. I kind of see it varying by context. But that's just me thinking out loud. Like Chris said, we don't have it
Right on. So, another couple quick ones. Will there be specific racial abilities that only specific races will get access to, such as Ogre Regen?
Oh yeah.
you want to talk about that, Corey?
Yeah, I mean, it's too early to really start delivering specifics, but we want races to matter beyond just the cosmetic choice that you start with. And as like an old school like pen and paper guy, I like the idea of like XP penalties and some races coming with bonuses at the cost of some kind of penalty along the way too. But if we just again, it's too early to really talk specifics, because you got to find the right balance between like what's good gameplay and what's just like flat out either too strong or too punitive.
Let's take some time to get a little bit of mana back, and then we'll head.
Sure. And in that same vein, and I'm assuming the answer to this is yes, but just to make sure, are races going to have specific sets of faction on creation? And will there be instances where, say, an evil race character can't just run to a human city kind of thing?
Not just instances. That's how it will work. Yeah, I don't know if you have something you want to share, Corey, but that's pretty simple at the start. There's lots of nuances buried down below that. Again, going back to how faction can be adjusted and increased or decreased, layering in things like alignment. But yes, an ogre, a scar, a dark mer, those classes will not have a very fun time trying to get anywhere near, a human city or the halfling city, for example.
I had some really fond memories of being a dark elf, working my way through Cabalus in early EverQuest, like having to farm up thousands upon thousands of bone chips to turn into the guards there to get away from KOS, and I really liked that experience as a player, like being able to get places that I normally wouldn't have been able to get because I was by default kill on sight, and making my way up the ranks to just be able to walk around in the city without getting cacked was a lot of fun. And I think people like seeing that and kind of doing that. We just have to make sure that the grind isn't too it shouldn't take like 6 months to achieve that, for example. But yeah, getting places that you normally wouldn't be allowed and picking and choosing your own path is going to be really key, I think, to some of our experiences. So looking forward to that.
And I really think the bad side of grind is all about repetition. So it may take you a while to earn that faction to not be KOS, but hopefully you'd be changing your faction in interesting ways and not just farming the same thing over and over again. I think that's a really key philosophy we have in this game, where yes, this game is challenging, yes, it's going to take time to advance, to achieve things, but we're gonna put the extra effort into making sure that that these tasks, challenging and time-consuming as they may be, are not just repetitively doing something over and over again in the same spot or some such.
Let's do movement speed buffs.
All right, we want to go
on it. If you guys need any other shaman buffs, let me know. The regen and the.
Regen would be awesome.
I'm looking good. Just need the little bit of speed. All right.
I've been trying to keep regen mostly on Joppa. Movement speed incoming.
All right.
Here's another good question. What are the plans? And I'll kind of angle most questions moving forward to kind of on release, because I know you guys have really big plans for a lot of stuff, but not necessarily all of it's coming in for release. So on release, what kind of equipment visualization can we expect to see on our character? Will every slot be a visual thing, or just the major ones, or any at all?
Well, with an MMO like this, there's going to be thousands, if not tens of thousands of items. So there obviously can never be a 1-to-1 ratio between what you're wearing and how you look. That said, there'll be as many as we can fit in, both by launch and after launch, because it is very important to us, as we mentioned earlier. With that, seeing higher level people, that what you're wearing does show off what you've accomplished, how high level you are, what adventures you've gone on to inspire others. If we do allow any kind of cosmetic gear, it'll probably be restricted so that people won't just be able to arbitrarily decide that their mithril plate suddenly looks purple. We want people to recognize the fact that they have mithril plate on.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, there was nothing like seeing a bard in full lambent. You knew exactly what you were looking at.
Oh yeah.
So we're back in Abner's Pass, Chris. So we're kind of head to a new area, right?
Yeah, we are. We've actually seen this area before, and in the earlier stream, the first stream we did actually, we met right here, I think, as a group before we ran up to that the ruins
that's
we're about to move
right.
into. So you can see maybe even just already how even in this area, the game has the lighting, the textures, some of the rock shapes, just the overall look of the game continues to evolve and refine. As we move up into this area up here, we're moving into an example of one of our extreme climates. We've done some work up in here during the last Twitch stream and now to continue to convert the visuals over to look more like a frigid environment, because we want from the architecture to the textures to the particle effects, the weather, everything, the audio, all of it to provide that kind of feel to the player when you move into a frigid environment or a scorching environment. But this area we're moving into will be an area where you will eventually need to acclimate yourself to be able to stay in this area for any length of time. When we get a little bit deeper in, I'll talk some more about acclimation and how that works. But for now, just want to show off some of the visual transitions. And keep in mind, again, this is one zone. This is Abner's Pass. We started here in the village getting the quest. We went, spent some time in the cave. Now we're moving to a section that is snow-covered, frigid, and the level range is going to increase pretty dramatically up in here, and all within the same zone. Same zone, but a large range of content.
Excellent. It's going to be great seeing this vision come together. Next, no, they've already said there's no housing on release. Yeah, they're focusing on the core mechanics for release.
Nice Maz, yeah.
Will fishing be in the game? They did say earlier there will be a form of fishing in the game of some kind. Oh, here's an interesting question. We have seen and this is a direct read right from chat. We have seen completely open world endgame cause issues in the EQTLP systems. How does VR plan to mitigate one guild from stopping the entire server from progressing? And it may be too early for that.
Well, it's one of those questions that has many answers that can't just be addressed with. There's no just one solution to that. The first thing is lots of content, large world. Don't allow a shard to become overpopulated, so that people are competing over resources too much, or like you said, one guild's locking down an area that everyone wants to go to. And then there are also maybe systems and different shards that have rules about that. If it got really out of hand, it could become a CS issue. But I think we'll start with positive reinforcement and just making sure that there's enough content and an epic enough world to minimize that from happening. Ideally there shouldn't be a situation where there's one specific item that everyone in the game at a certain level wants, and so the biggest, baddest guild goes over there and just camps it the whole time. There should always be multiple items you want to get. They should be in different parts of the world. You should be wanting to move around, explore those areas. If there is an area that's already camped out or occupied, then you should have lots of choices to go elsewhere. I think before we put any actual restrictions in the mechanics, we want to start with that ideal of having a large enough world with enough variety of content. Whoa, what the heck is that shadow?
Yeah, is that the
Wanna check
griffin
it
that
out?
scared the hell out of me earlier?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Few of them up there.
Oh, here's another good question. What kind of style are you guys going for in terms of like endgame characters and abilities? Is this the kind of thing where we're going to be filling up one hot bar with abilities that just kind of get procedurally greater as you level up? Or is this going to be the kind of thing where the endgame player is going to have 3+ hotbars full of all sorts of different things, items, etc., etc.?
Corey, you can take that one to
Yeah.
start, and then I'll add it.
We're actually going with a limited action set, so we're still working on like what the number's going to be, but my gut says it's probably gonna be somewhere around 10 abilities that you can choose at a time. But as you level up and progress, you're gonna have a lot more tools to sort of choose from for your kit. So you'll going hand in hand with that horizontal progression, choosing the right abilities for the right situations will be really important. Not necessarily just getting the same, core abilities at plus butter every 10 levels.
Great. Okay. And on that kind of same line, do you guys have any concrete details on how players will be acquiring skills? Is it the kind of thing where, ding, you open your spell book and you have new abilities? You did mention earlier that there's plans for doing like questing and stuff like that, but what about just like general abilities?
Yeah, so your general abilities, every time you level up and there's a new ability available to you, at least initially, we have it set up so that you have to go to the trainer and pick up, your scrolls, like visit them, and you can take those with you into the world. So as you level up later, you can consume them and use them on the spot. But we're still exploring. This is still very early to really definitively say, but we've kind of proposed that up to a certain point, maybe like level 25 or 30, you'll have a core set of abilities that you find, from like basic trainers. But as you venture, you're exploring the world, you may have to go find either those rare drops, or you might have to research abilities, or you may have to find a trainer at the end of a dungeon, at the end of a particularly long quest line, whatever happens to be like an epic quest, like for a specific ability. We really want to kind of push people out and get them exploring. So as you get to the higher end, expect that you're going to have to actually go find your abilities to a larger degree.
Awesome. All right.
Here we can see too, just as we're killing these, you can see the faction messages coming up. Our faction with the North Tusk and the Fractured Legion is getting worse. So.
Whoa, we've got about 5.
Jop is a beast. Right? He can handle it. Oh, okay, wait. That's like 6 of them.
Bring them to me.
Yeah.
All right, so every time one gets mez, I'm going to move the group over a little bit so that we can keep distancing ourselves from those.
Oh my god.
I'll keep them dotted. I'll try to save mana in case I need an emergency heal.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Not sitting because I don't want to pull more aggro, but I got heals for the time.
We'll turn the game sound up a little bit. I'm trying to keep the game sound low so you guys can easily hear the people in Skype, but for those that are wondering what it sounds like in the game, this is what you can expect. Again, alpha, but...
Good.
You can actually hear some of the combat music now, too.
That third one on the far left is broken. Just out of mana.
Got it.
I've got you focused for kills right now. Kills. Just remember that when you're throwing the PvP mezzes later.
I'm gonna peel them off you. You can, the one on your left, kill some. There's, you can mez.
Okay. Still low on mana.
I'll come peel him then.
Just short of being able to cast it.
Just save your mana.
Oh, got a third.
We're on that green one, right?
You can be on the green. Yeah, I'm just peeling this one off
Okay.
of Pilsen. Pulling these two over a little bit just to get some. Yep.
Snare him. There we go. And he's down.
For those of you just tuning in, this is Pantheon Rise of the Fallen in development by Visionary Realms. You can watch as our heroes try to derail this train.
Also, as a reminder, guys, if you're enjoying the show, or more importantly, if you're enjoying the game, make sure to follow twitch.tv/Visionary Realms, and mods, if you can link that in chat. There's going to be a lot more gameplay, and unfortunately, not all of it will be on this channel. So if you're interested in the project, make sure to toss them a follow. They'll be doing all sorts of stuff in the future.
Nice job, guys.
That was good work.
No sweat.
Thanks, Dr. Eagles and CJ Stuck. Appreciate that, guys.
Just to say too, combat, our statistics, combat formulas, attributes, weapon damage, delay, resource pools, resource regeneration, all those things are something we're constantly tweaking, constantly monitoring. We have it dialed in to a decent point right now, but don't necessarily look at any one thing as indicative of a final version of that. We're going to be, our goal is to create a group-centric game that's challenging, and we'll be constantly monitoring all of those different ingredients to make sure that we get it right. So.
Boop.
So what I'm going to do for the
Hammerhead,
sake
there
of
will be stealth systems, yes.
of moving us ahead a little bit, I'm going to jump on ahead to point a little deeper into this area, and then bring the group to me.
Someone asked in chat, will there be alternate advancements points? Just as a reminder, AA points, especially in EQ1, came like multiple expansions after release, and were there kind of to facilitate people that have been playing the game for months to years at that point. Correct me if I'm wrong here, guys. I don't think there's any plans for AA type stuff on release, yeah?
Yeah, to be quite honest with you, we had no idea how successful the game would be, and that we'd have to raise the level cap, and we were confronted with how long it should take to go beyond 50, and started coming up with different ideas, different areas, and that's why we call it alternate advancement. So, and now it's over time it's become part of MMOs. So I wouldn't rule something like that out of Pantheon, but it'll be a planned thing. Whereas with EQ, it was like, oh crap, we need to add more paths of advancement as quickly as we can.
Great.
Probably
Perfect.
not part of launch, but it will be a planned thing, and will be put in as a feature for sure.
Right.
So we're a little bit deeper into these snow ruins. Like I said, this is a frigid environment where we'll need to be acclimated to a frigid environment to be able to survive here. And we're going to go a little bit deeper in. You may recognize this area again a little bit from the last Twitch stream. We're going to move up into the Union of Shadow area again, but go a little bit on a different path this time.
Guys, the bow icon is a ranged weapon, but it's not in yet. Yeah. Roknaros, yes, there will be a player-driven market. Absolutely. Yep.
I'm glad he hasn't lost a sense of humor.
They.
I can't get enough of this skeletal laugh. It just wouldn't feel like home.
For anyone just tuning in, they
So
like
we went
this.
right last time. We're going to take, we're going to go left and take a little bit of a different route through this area to show off, again, a little bit more of its scope. But our destination is to an all-new area that we're going to show you guys here in just a little bit.
Also, for anyone just tuning in, and I'm seeing a lot of questions that were kind of covered in the early part of the stream, keep in mind the stream will be available later, and pretty much for the last 2 hours, all we've been doing is talking about mechanics, crafting, abilities, like the whole 9 yards. So definitely, if you just showed up and you're interested in that kind of stuff, make sure to watch this again from the beginning, because there's been a lot of that info this cast.
Has it really been 2 hours? It seems like about a half an hour to me.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's going by quick.
I'm loving
sure
it.
is.
So we have an atmosphere up here that we're not going to be able to mitigate. So we need to actually
skirt.
figure out a way through this.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can skirt it or not. Do we have a range? Somebody with range want to pull those
Yep.
guys?
You want to pull the first guy?
That's yep.
Hey, how was that for a pull? Just one guy, huh? Huh?
It's magical.
Go, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I think we can skirt
That was
to the
a lot.
left here and at least avoid that mob. So let's run on through here.
Skirt, skirt, skirt.
Found a little secret passage.
There you go.
You ran out of range of heals, Brad. Sorry.
Oh, and
Oh,
I
Brad
did
said-
so much to
No!
waste. Yeah.
That's a nice corpse there.
Ah. Alright. Yep.
So when we don't have GM abilities, that
Pathos
would
is
be
sitting right on my corpse. Thanks, buddy.
Got it.
Little corpse desecration there.
and we got some more of these coming up. So let's keep moving. We're gonna have to just stay to the right here because we're gonna get some heavy
Oh.
ads.
Damn, this place is cool.
Okay,
This looks like a
me
Dark
right here.
Souls
This is
level.
what we can get out of
Whoa!
the range. But you got to get on top of me.
Stand on your head.
Yeah.
Want to buy better tank, please?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I just saw a giant white capsule go by.
Oh yeah, that's got to be a missing.
Quick, hide!
Some missing model information there.
Oh, it didn't work.
All right.
Well, maybe we should move a little further up and skip that little.
We just tried to muscle our way through there. They were not
I think
having it.
I think the entire Union of Shadows was they were having a meeting or something.
I love the snowmen running around.
Is this when we start spamming train to zone?
Yes. Be good to let them know. I'm gonna come back up here and get us kind of back to where we were here. 1 second.
Wait a second. Deals weapon damage, additional points, also reduces target's hate towards you. Oh, dude, why don't I have this on my main? Hold on. There we go. Can I put that on there?
So what we probably strategy-wise, what we should have done in that situation is send in somebody with range to pull that group, leave somebody behind with heals to keep that group member healed. And as a matter of fact, we probably could have had the person that run in proximity pull, and then the healer actually pull the aggro off with a heal, and get the group to run back to us and take him out. So.
In other words, if we knew what we were doing.
It would have gone better had we done it that way.
Oh, are you guys planning for a bard?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. It just depends on whether it'll be there. Necros and bards are kind of up in the air right now in terms of whether they'll be there by launch or soon after.
Great.
Didn't we say we're going to cut those that they weren't cool enough? We're going to get rid of them?
Uh-oh, Ben, you're gonna
Causing trouble for myself there.
yeah, for yourself. You're gonna get some flack for that.
So, follow up to Ben's comment. How do you unfund a pledge?
Yeah, right. Defund. What? Ben, You
Oh,
email Ben.
definitely
You email
gonna
Ben.
have-
Email Ben directly. I think it's better.
No, thank you. We're definitely having bards and necros. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of love for those two classes.
Macawy says, "Can we have a look at the skill tree?" Macawy, this game's a little bit different. It doesn't really have like the quote unquote traditional like skill trees. You level up from as you level, and then you have to kind of go out and find your skills, train your skills, buy your skills, maybe loot them, do quests for them, that kind of thing. There's not really like an interface, at least, and again, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, where you can kind of go and see all this stuff you can have. It doesn't really hold your hand like that.
Yeah, it doesn't show you what's coming, but if you do bring up your character UI and you go to skills, you can see all the skills that you have and how many points you have in them right now. I don't know if you brought up the inventory and the stats and the skills yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm seeing all sorts of interesting things in here, like vision.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. Also, I'm seeing some spell casting skills. Are rogues going to have anything that utilize mana?
I think that was just a temporary, so testers can give themselves speed buffs. So I think
Cool.
every
Rogues
class-
will probably use mana in certain situations. We're not ruling out mana as a resource for any particular class. Whether or not that class will rely on mana heavily or not, not all of them will. But you will
Yes, there's
see
a spell
rogues, you'll see monks, classes like this, even warriors to an extent, using mana, different colors of mana in certain situations that are very situational, but not a part of their core class mechanics.
Gotcha.
Mana is what I mean, not a part of their class.
Yeah. And for terminology purposes, skills are the kind of passives that level up as you use them, and abilities are like what's in your ability book down there, second from the right.
That's correct.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna try to pull, guys. Pull these back decks.
Will there be anything in the game where you will have to choose one ability over another, or taking an ability will restrict what you can do with your character in any way?
Heals.
Oh,
Too swole, sorry.
I'm hiding. Did it work?
We're right on the
I don't know
edge
if it
of
worked.
that.
Yeah, so you guys basically need to stay literally right where you are, and I'll pull and bring back straight to the group, and then you can keep me healed as I'm pulling back.
Yeah, I'm tanking them now.
Yeah, should we help Erdune, or?
Oh sure.
I have
yeah.
mana to help, so.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that atmosphere
so-
drains your mana too,
Someone's
so
helping you out.
casters especially need to stay careful in that atmosphere because it'll pull your mana down and you'll go to heal and you can't.
Yep, it's white.
Ooh, think I got nailed by that AOE.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'll see if I can save the day here.
Too late for me.
Probably another yes/no question. Mods on release. I'm guessing no, but what do you guys think?
Define mods.
Specifically,
like-
the question was about UI mods.
Yeah, you'll be able to customize your UI, and we love that. There's oftentimes people really gifted in that area that come up with great UIs. Where we're going to draw the line is no scripting, no automating different activities in the game. There won't be like a scripting language where you can make your NPC or make your player character into a bot or anything like that. So draw the line there, but customizing the UI for sure.
Great.
Throw a speed buff on me when you can so I can...
Yeah, we need to get to where we're going here.
So you guys stay put.
So follow you, right?
Yeah.
So he stays put, but I follow you. No.
Charge.
I
my
say
goodness.
Yuko. Oh boy.
Don't think.
Hey,
All right, someone come
Tootzik,
up and grab him.
it's not for everyone, man. Nothing wrong with that. This game
I'm
is
sorry,
not
he
for
told
everyone.
us to stay.
Some people will absolutely
that
love
changed
this
the plan
game,
just then.
and others will never understand it.
Oh, it's too
And
late.
that's
They're
okay.
done.
That's okay. It's a game bringing back styles of gaming that haven't been around for over a
All right,
decade.
well,
So, it's just how it
maybe
works.
we should